The Amber Room, the eighth wonder of the world. 16 years to create a masterpiece of light and resin, a hall of amber panels, mirrors, and Baroque gold. 6 tons of amber, carving, mosaics, light caught in stone. It dazzled diplomats, sealed alliances, and projected power across courts. A room designed not only to impress, but to persuade. Today, it survives as a legend as much as an artwork, a story people chase because it reflects both beauty and loss. It glorified empires, and then became one of the great mysteries of the Second World War. Birth of a masterpiece. Early 18th century, Prussia. Sculptor Andreas Schluter and carver Gottfried Thurau design an interior Europe has never seen. By 1716, the panels are famous across the courts. And then fate turns. The amber arrives from Baltic shores. Craftsmen warm it, press it, and set it like jewels. Each panel a puzzle of translucence and shadow, where candlelight becomes a living thing. Visitors describe the room as sunlight you can walk into, a chapel to luxury and skill. The new king, Frederick William I, gifts the Amber Room to Peter the Great. It travels to Russia, later installed in the Catherine Palace at Tsarskoye Selo. By the late 18th century, it is a symbol of imperial splendor. More than 55 square meters of amber and gold. Restorations expand and refine it. Mirrors multiply the glow until the walls seem to float. Court ceremonies unfold here to choreograph awe. Foreign envoys leave with stories that amplify Russia's image abroad. War changes everything. June 22, 1941, Nazi Germany invades the USSR, Leningrad under threat, Tsarskoye Selo on the line. Restorers try to take the panels down, to pack and save them, but amber is brittle, crumbling at the edges. Time is running out. They disguise the room in place. Paper coverings, fabric curtains, hoping war will pass it by. Curators work by dim light, compiling inventories as artillery grows nearer. They know the material's weakness: heat, shock, sunlight. Each Skysha forever. Autumn 1941. German troops enter the palace. Specialists carefully dismantle the Amber Room, crate it, and ship it to Königsberg, capital of East Prussia. Inside the royal castle, the room is reassembled and displayed until the spring of 1944. Then it vanishes forever. Catalog slips mention crates, rail cars, timetables. After that, silence. Some photographs survive. Enough to prove the exhibit existed, not enough to show the final journey. From this point on, the trail breaks into theories. The Disappearance. August 1944. Allied bombing, fires, ruins. After the air raids, the Amber Room drops out of all reports. In 1945, Soviet troops enter the city. What remains? Fragments of frames, a handful of mosaics, nothing more. Witnesses argue about which wings burned first. Archives contradict, then go quiet. Insurance of culture was never the priority in a dying Reich. What mattered were trains, fuel, escape. And in that chaos, art becomes smoke or contraband. No official answer to this day, only versions. Version 1. Burned in the bombing. Supporters say the panels perished in castle fires during the air raids. Records confirm massive blazes, and yet almost no credible traces of burned amber or molten gilding have ever been documented. That is the version's core problem. Amber melts, chars, and leaves a chemical signature. Curators searched for it and found little. Still, heat and collapse could pulverize ornament beyond recognition, burying evidence under tons of rubble and later demolition. Version 2. Shipped out by sea. Months before the city fell, the crates may have left by convoy. 2 ships are named most often, Wilhelm Gustloff and Karlsruhe, both sunk in 1945. In 2020, Polish divers explored the Karlsruhe wreck, found old crates. If those hold amber, it would be the art discovery of the century. Maritime lists, however, are patchy. Last-minute cargo swaps were common. Even a correct manifest would not prove condition. Salt water, pressure, and time can destroy fragile resin long before discovery. Version 3. Hidden in underground bunkers. Researchers point to salt mines and tunnel systems across Central Europe, Thuringian workings, Silesian galleries near Wałbrzych, German bunkers in Bohemia, decades of expeditions, ground-penetrating radar, robots. Much has been found. Not the Amber Room. Maps show labyrinths cut for storage and arms. Locals recall sealed doors and sudden evacuations. But tunnels collapse, flood, and shift. A crate could sit behind a wall of rock no one will touch, because a single blast might erase what's left. Version 4. Partly survived, then scattered. The most down-to-earth view, the main body was lost, but fragments escaped. In 1997, a complete Florentine mosaic surfaced in Germany, kept by a Wehrmacht officer's family. Later, pieces of gilded frames appeared. Crumbs, not the cake. The original remains a ghost. Art crime follows the logic of currency. Break the whole, move the parts, launder the origin. If panels were cut down, sections could decorate private rooms for decades. Unrecognized, until an estate sale brings one sliver back to light. Or modern searches. Archaeologists probe Silesian tunnels. Divers descend to Baltic wrecks. Historians sift declassified files. Each year brings new maps, new names, new hopes. Crowd-funded scans chart anomalies. Archivists digitize lists of wartime trains. Engineers model how amber responds to heat and humidity. The pursuit is half science, half faith. A network of amateurs and experts keeping a single glow alive, the chance that something survived. A new life for a legend. In 1979, the USSR decides to recreate the Amber Room. 24 years of work by artisans and scientists, old drawings, photographs, experiments in amber. 2003, the replica opens in the Catherine Palace. A triumph of restoration. Yet the world still seeks the original. Reconstruction solved puzzles. How to color amber without killing its light. How to mount mosaics so they breathe. How to age new work without falsifying history. It became a second masterpiece. A promise that even if the past is gone, craft can speak again. Treasure of the Third Reich scattered to winds, part in banks, part in private hands, part, perhaps, still hidden. The story of the Amber Room is a story of greed and war. Versions, explicit, and way up. And of silence where answers hide. It warns how quickly culture can become collateral, and how hard it is to prove truth when archives burn. Every theory has a cost. Divers risk deep silted water. Tunnel crews risk collapse. Historians risk years on a lead that ends in dust. As long as there is one unsearched bunker, one sunken ship, one forgotten tunnel, hope endures. Somewhere in the dark, crates may still be waiting, and beneath the dust, aglow, the golden light of the eighth wonder. If it is ever found, conservators will race time, stabilize crystals, dry wood, keep the panels from cracking as they meet the air. If it is never found, the lesson remains: protect art early, not after the sirens. Open the crate, and the past will have a voice. Again. For now. It is a legend. A legend that refuses to surrender. And legends endure because they carry what we fear to lose: memory, skill, and light, caught forever inside stone.